I don't know about you guys, but I've got a lot of nostalgia for the game Star Fox 64. I remember playing this game for hours and hours with my friends, just trying to get to the real boss at the end of the game. It took me a few of my elementary school years to be able to do it, but now I can do it without any problem at all. Today I'm going to show you guys out there in internet land a few pointers on how to tear this game a new asshole and show you how to play Star Fox 64. There it is. There it is. Now, unless you live under a rock or are a gamer under the age of 0, you probably know at least a little bit about Star Fox. To sum it up, you play as a space fox, aptly named Fox, and have a crew consisting of a space rabbit Peppy, space toad Slippy, space falcon Falco, and set out to destroy the evil space face. To give our characters a little more background, Fox is a master pilot, Peppy is an old wise veteran who hardly offers any wise advice, Slippy is an ace mechanic and total fuck-up who you would gladly kill at a moment's notice, and Falco plays second fiddle to Fox and is a cocky dickwad. And the evil space face, Andros, is an evil space face. This game features a lot of different levels to play and a lot of paths to branch. That's all I remembered. This game features a lot of levels to play and a lot of paths to branch, but in this video I'm going to show you how to ace the leftmost levels, as they're the hardest, and lead to the real boss of the game. So boom! Let's get started! Actually, before we get into that, I want to go over the controls and the interface and what we actually have to do to stay on the leftmost levels. First off, let's talk controls and interface. Mashing the A button fires your laser, but more importantly, hold it down and charge a shot. With this, you can lock onto enemies and guarantee a kill. More importantly, you'll get one extra kill for each enemy you hit with the surrounding blast. Like, lock onto one dude and kill 2 enemies, and BAM! 3 kills. This skill is important for 2 reasons. One, if you have terrible accuracy, it just locks onto shit, so it doesn't matter. And 2, each level comes equipped with a score challenge, and charge shots are a great way to pick up a lot of points. Plus, a couple of our levels actually have a scored limit that you have to hit to be able to move on to our next level, so pretty important. A few big control techniques that you'll need to know is the flip and the turnaround. To flip, press down on the stick and press the left C button. I'll let you know when this is useful. The turnaround is very similarly done by pressing down on the stick and down C. You can only do this in all range mode, which is during some boss fights, but it's really helpful to know, trust me. As for the interface, these adorable little red things up here are bombs. Press the B button to send one of these suckers out to wreck the enemies on screen. You can tap the B button while it's flying out there to prematurely detonate it if you want to blow shit up a second or 2 early. You patient son of a... Now, the number of bombs that you have at the end of a level carries over to the number of bombs that you'll have at the beginning of the next level. So use them sparingly, because they're damn useful. The other important thing to note is this little meter up here. This is an overheat meter or something. If you do something like a flip or a speed boost, this meter basically shows the cooldown until you can do a maneuver like that again. And if you need to do stuff like that, it's important to keep an eye on it. Alright, now for the most important thing to learn. When you complete the level, either you're going to see mission complete or mission accomplished. If you see mission complete, you messed up somehow. Might as well come up saying, you fucked up. Because you're about to get kicked out of the Left Path Club. Alright, let's get into this game.
Good luck.
Oh, thanks, nondescript announcer voice.
You're welcome.
Mission 1 is Corn Area. And it's basically a straightforward level, because it's, the first one. And Slippy's in trouble in the first 10 seconds of the game.
I thought they had me.
Despite its simplicity, though, it has 2 sort of different accomplished conditions. The first one happens when Falco gets ambushed by a few enemies and his G-diffuser malfunctions.
Get the one behind me.
Should've checked your G-diffuser like I said in the beginning of the level, dickface! To be able to hit these enemies, you first have to do the speed boost to get close enough to them. Then you can proceed to shoot. The second thing you must do happens when you reach this lake, and hell, you might actually do it on your own naturally. So these rings-looking structures require you to fly through all of them, and this will let you achieve the mission accomplished. Be warned that you might have to do a barrel roll to get through the last one by pressing Z or R twice. Do a barrel roll! Do a barrel roll! If you do both of these things, Falco will tell you to follow him through the waterfall and fight the real enemy. Shortly after, you'll fight the first boss. He's pretty simple to fight. You shoot the little cannon things on his sides as he opens them. Oh, and don't charge shot. Charge shots don't work on bosses. With them all gone, mash the hell out of the A button and shoot the ship to drop his health to 0. And BAM! You are 1/7 of the way through the game. Level 2 is Sector Y. This level is loaded with enemies, which is good, because our accomplished condition is to kill 100 of them. Hope you have some bombs left, because they're going to be really helpful here. Tip 1 for this level. You see those little missile things there? You can't kill them with your laser. You're going to have to either kill them with a bomb or a charge shot. And it's hard to get them with a charge shot, because you can't actually lock onto them. They're really good for points, so if you can kill them, go for it. Tip 2. This level has a few path branches to it. I don't really know if any one is better than the other, but I like to go up here.
Aha! Thought you could hide from me, eh?
You're gonna get ambushed, aren't you?
Escaping? I don't think so.
You're gonna get ambushed, aren't you?
Hey! Leave me alone!
God damn it. The bosses of this level are a harder version of these little Gundam knockoffs that you've been seeing all level. Right off the bat, if you poke a little left and shoot really fast, you can kill this one before it even gets a chance to do anything. And then just whip around and take out the other one. With both destroyed, the third one enters the fray, and he really moves around a lot. He's kind of a dick, but just keep making passes his way and you'll pick him off eventually. Our third level has you take to the seas in the Blue Marine in the water planet Aquas, full of beautiful underwater life forms, which of course want to kill you. Bombs are unlimited in this level, as labeled by the fuck infinite in the corner. So keep firing with them, even if you don't have a target. If you find one, an already deployed torpedo will zoom in on it. It's pretty much your main way of dealing with stuff in this level. You'll reach this giant clam, shoot his little dooply-doos, and shove your bombs in his eye until he explodes. What's the accomplished condition? There isn't one for this level, you get it automatically. So have some fun with your bad self. Take a break, relax, you look stressed. The next level in the game is Zonus, and it's my favorite level in the whole game. For no real reason. Well, that was an enthralling intro. Alright, now we're starting to get into the harder levels of the game. Enemies are all over the place, and a good number of them in the beginning of the level are immune to the laser, so you'll have to either charge shot or bomb them. Most of the enemies who are immune in this way drop bombs when they're killed, so it may be worth tossing a bomb out there, you'll just get it back anyway. The accomplished condition for this one is pretty tough, actually. You have to destroy all of these searchlights that come onto the screen. I advise that you keep your teammates alive, yes, even Slippy, because sometimes they'll help you out.
We're closing in on them, Falco.
This level also introduces the character Cat.
Take the right way for it.
She seems to have some sort of history with Falco, but we don't get any more information on it. Nor do we care.
Is that any...
Make sure that Falco is around at the end of this level, though, as he'll take out the last two searchlights that otherwise you would have a hell of a time hitting. The boss of this level is a really cool boss, and he's well armored, and you have to take him out in phases, so if you don't know what to do, it could be kind of tough. The first step to fighting this boss is to blow off his exhaust pipes. By shooting a bomb at the center of him, you'll do damage to both pipes, and in 2 bombs, they'll both be out of there. By the way, if you need some bombs, hitting his cannonballs will always produce a bomb drop, so you can stock up at any time. Thanks for the ammo, sucker! Next we blow up one of those cannons. This will cause him to turn around and drop his crane in an attempt to recover it. Shooting 3 bombs at the crane will blow it up and prevent him from being able to recover anything ever again. A tip I suggest is to collect 9 bombs before you blow up the other cannon. Just cuz. With the second cannon gone, just fire a bunch of lasers into his middle and send that dude to Davy Jones's locker. Which is on Zonus, right? This brings us to Sector Z. A level that when I was young and playing this game was like a legend to me, as I had never been able to get there or see the level before. If you ask me, out of all the levels, this is probably the hardest to meet the accomplished condition. This level features your main ship, the Great Fox, coming under attack. It starts with the Great Fox being circled by enemy ships, and a giant dogfight begins. You have some time in this level now before anything major happens, and take this time to destroy as many of the enemy ships as possible. It might seem like the obvious thing to do, but trust me, it's going to matter more in this level than any other level in the game. It's possible to eliminate all the ships before anything happens, and if you do, good for you. After a couple minutes, a giant missile will hurl its way towards your ship, and this is your accomplished condition. 6 missiles are going to attack your ship in waves of 1, 2, and 3. And you have to blow them all up before they get there. If your allies aren't attacking enemy ships or whining about being tailed, they'll go after the missile too, which is why destroying as many of the enemies as possible was so important. You follow me now? I find it's best to attack the missiles from the side, by going parallel with the bottom edge of the map and then turning around, as soon as the missiles show up on the map. This lets you get a ton of hits off without any problems. Now the sideways strategy makes everything in this level a lot easier, and I recommend it for one big reason. Forgot what that reason is. And I really advise you do it for one big reason. On all the other levels of the game, if you fail the accomplished condition, you can just, at the cost of a life, retry the level. But in this level, if a missile hits the Great Fox, it counts as the level being over and its mission complete. And you don't get a chance to restart this level. So once it's done, it's done. There's no going back to that left path after this level. With the crisis averted, we now reach the 6th area of the game. Interestingly named, Area 6. Good job, Nintendo. Now, as one might expect, Venom's last defense is loaded with enemy ships and constructs. First big obstacle you face are these space mines. Little bastards can really wreck you, so chuck a bomb or two to get past this area without having any problems at all. The rest of the level is loaded with waves of enemies and large ships that can be difficult to navigate through. The inexperienced player will definitely take some damage here. Oh no, I killed Slippy. What a shame. I'm totally disheartened by that accident. One thing that I do find funny here is that in the middle of Slippy's taking too much damage speech, he gets interrupted by Rob, the robot pilot of the Great Fox. It's like even the robot doesn't even care what he has to say, you know? Slippy could be giving the meaning of life in his last words, but Rob's all, hey, I hear you need some bombs. You want some bombs? After forcing our way through the dangerous gauntlet, we reach the boss, who is actually pretty awesome for just being a circle. We do battle with this boss by blasting the spheres around his center, and then the tentacles on the outside. If you're really fast and really lucky, you can do it the first time he closes up before he disappears. After that, you just wash, rinse, and repeat 2 more times. But be warned after the second time, though. This boss will fire a massive, powerful laser, which is dodged by either making circles around the middle of the screen, or by hiding off in the corner, interestingly enough. Once you blow up these balls a 3rd time, just mash the hell out of the A button and take him out before he closes up. Just wanted to say that feels pretty good to see. Without any hesitation, we make our way and land on Venom. Now there's a tip at the very, very beginning of this level that kind of changes the way the beginning of the level looks a little bit. So I'm going to tell you what the beginning of the level normally looks like, and then I'm going to show you what you're supposed to do. So in the beginning of this level, you land on Venom and you fly around in all range mode for like 3 to 5 seconds or something. And then a cutscene starts that shows the evil team Starwolf flying in, and then they spread out, and then you get to shooting them. That's how it's supposed to look. The fallacy in my previous statement is that that's not exactly a cutscene. Let me show you what I mean. Now, while you have those few seconds to fly around, immediately take a bit of a left and boost about halfway or so. When you see Starwolf fly in, press the start button and you'll skip the scene of him flying in. However, Starwolf and his team are still off in the distance and coming in, so as soon as you skip that cutscene, flip around behind you and they should be directly in the sky above you, helpless to really do anything as you pick them off. Something I've always wondered about this scene. The Starwolf team's faces are all like beat up here, and that's because you're supposed to beat the crap out of them when you get on this planet. But we didn't go to that planet to beat them up, so why are they all fucked up? Did they just kind of like absent-mindedly crash into each other on the way here? Whatever. The trick to fighting these guys is to watch your radar here in the corner. If someone gets behind you, there are two ways to evade in your benefit. If the enemy is really close behind you, just get down really low and hit the brakes, and when they pass, follow behind them and deal as much damage to them as you can. Alternatively, you can backflip and then U-turn, and they'll be right in front of you when you finish that U-turn. With all four members dead, you zip into the maze here, which you can take a guess at the path branches of left or right, and possibly collecting some valuable bonuses on the way. But no matter which paths you take, you'll inevitably reach the great and powerful Oz. The best way to fight the evil Andross is to shoot him in the eye, so that he'll stop attacking and then expose his hands, which are currently his weak point. If you're not careful, he might use this attack where he tries to suck you into his mouth, and it's really dangerous. To get away, you can either shoot a bomb into his mouth, or do this. Use the brakes to slow yourself down so you won't get sucked into his mouth. I call bullshit on that. No, that's not, no. With his hands gone, you just blast him between the eyes until he shakes all of his skin off in pain and reveals his final form, Brain Andross. It's a good look for you. The first order of business is to shoot out his eyes. Keep watch of where they are on the minimap and make U-turns when needed to get them right into your sights. Sights? Eye humor? When the eyes are destroyed, the final weak point is this area of his brain. Don't get too close to him or you'll get royally fucked. If you get a few shots on him, he might teleport away, and as soon as he does this, just make a Yui, as he's going to appear right behind you 100% of the time. Put enough laser shots into him, and that dude is going to explode.
If I go down, I'm taking you with me.
Wait, what? Well, guess the game's over.
Don't ever give up.
Sorry. The final scene is an escape with Bill Cosby, your ghost dad, showing you your way out of the maze and back outside to safety. And if you couldn't tell by this awesome music, victory is ours. Well, that's the end of Star Fox. Let's take a look back at those tips again as a reminder of what's important to hanging on to the left path. Tip 1. The charge shot is a nice way to kill multiple enemies at once and build up that score. Plus, some enemies can only be killed by bombs with a charge shot, so it's worth doing. Tip 2. Effective flying skills in all range mode are helpful in some boss fights and just downright essential in others. Try and master the U-turn and the backflip and make many situations easier. Tip 3. To stay on the left path, you have to achieve mission accomplished. Know what the requirements are in each level, and make it a top priority. Tip number 4. Even though your teammates don't really do anything for most of the game, do your best to keep them alive. If you reach a point in the game where they actually do help you, you'll want them to be there. You know, places like the end of Zonus. And finally, tip 5, speaking of Zonus, tip 5 is to stock up on bombs on the Zonus boss. They are incredibly helpful for Area 6. That's all we've really got to go over today. That's how you play Star Fox 64, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for checking out this video. Throw it a like if you really enjoyed it. More videos like this coming, so send a subscribe this way if you want to catch them when they come out. Oh, and don't forget to comment if there's a game that you want to know how to play. See you dudes next time.